Good afternoon, everyone. It is 1:11 p.m. on August 11, 2019, and this is, it's Sunday, and we're here to talk about the upcoming week. So I hope all of you are having a fantastic day, and I hope this reaches you all well. There's Stella and Thor behind me. I don't know if you can see him. There he is. So hopefully we can avoid any, indecent exposure from my dogs, because we all know they have no boundaries whatsoever. Hello, Kayla. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. And it's been a pretty quiet Sunday here. Wearing my favorite t-shirt and my nice fuzzy pants, and I'm ready to exchange a whole bunch of energy with all of you, and hopefully we can, let's see how far we can make this train move this week, right? Okay, so it's been pretty crazy. I think Jupiter is now direct and Uranus goes retrograde today, so we're closing out a cycle that's from the early 80s, and I think we're starting another one, or beginning to close out another one from Uranus, which I think is 12 years, but I'm not positive. Hello, Ronnie. Welcome back. I'm glad to see both of you. I hope you're both having fantastic Sundays as well. So I haven't really decided what I'm going to do as far as format goes. I think we're just kind of wing this Sunday and see where it takes us. I'm going to try not to make it an uber long live stream, because I know you all have lives of your own as well, and probably other things to do besides listen to me yap. I am still definitely working with the obsidian this week. Grounding is extremely important right now. Also, if you have any pyrite, this is like a raw pyrite, which is kind of cool. It looks like a space rock. It's pretty neat. It's one of my favorite ones. Or you can get polished ones too as well. Pyrite's really good grounding tool as well right now. This week is going to kind of start to let up a little bit emotionally, as far as the shadow work. We're going to start seeing some results, and they may kind of freak you out a little bit at first, but roll with it. Okay. Everything that's coming to our attention right now is coming to our attention because we either forgot to look at it at some point or another, or shoved it under the rug, and now it's being brought to the fore. We have to complete all of our processes right now in order to move forward. Stella. Dogs. And so as we're clearing things out, we're also making room in that way for new things to come in. So the more clearing work you're doing, the more room you're making for all the cool new shit that is going to fill that space. Okay, so try not to look at it so much as a loss. I have a tendency to kind of hop down that rabbit hole every time something clears out of my energy field, and I kind of feel like it's my fault, I chase everything away, or things are never meant to stay in my life, and and then how that whole rabbit hole starts, and we're kind of getting out of that pattern completely, to be honest. Now it's a lot easier to look at something and go, yeah, I know why that happened, and it's okay. Yeah, it kind of sucks and it still hurts, but we're able to wrap our emotional selves around it more and stop making it because of us. We are having an easier time realizing that it's because of someone else's energetic processes, right? They're just not ready to meet us at the level that we're at yet. And we are not able to go backwards and sink ourselves to a lower level without some seriously deliberate destructive actions. And that's kind of something that we're all getting out of the pattern of, and it doesn't even really become an option anymore. We want to throw ourselves on the ground and, throw an epic temper tantrum, but, we're grown up. That's not really how it's done, right? And it's just Isaiah, calm down. And so we're switching that process to use a new one, and usually it's just starting to do something that we like instead of concentrating on what it is that's not working for us. And in that way, we free up an avenue for the universe to work through us and actually make that a reality, and then suddenly there's a magic solution to some problem that you had that you had thought you were making yourself avoid, but we're actually just, allowing the universe to work through you instead of having to control the way it occurred. Instead, we just have to look at it and go, that's not working. I'm not quite sure how to fix it right now, but I know something will come to me. And then it does. And if we can get out of our own way, it does a lot faster. So the more we can stop reacting and then instead create from the things being presented to us, because things are always going to be presented to us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to have an experience at all, right? So come here, Stella. Oh, baby. I think as we go in more towards the middle of the week, everybody's going to start to feel this a lot more energetically. Some of you may be feeling it already right now, or some of you may still be going through the last little bit of your clearing processes as well. But with Jupiter going direct and everything today, it's really going to make it a lot easier. There's going to be a lot less resistance, I guess, as far as energetic movements go. You'll hear a lot less of the self-doubt monsters, I guess, so to speak. I need to stick something under my laptop really quick. Hold on. My fan's kicking on, which is telling me it's getting too hot. Okay. Let's fix this a little bit. I apologize for having to rearrange everything. It's going to also make a lot of other things a lot easier too, as well. We're not going to be so emotionally reactive either as far as things go. And that kind of thing is also going to get a lot easier. So don't worry that you're becoming emotionally dead just because you're not reacting to the things the way that you used to. Things aren't the way they used to be. So we're going to kind of have to navigate our own personal responses a little bit over the next coming weeks too. But I have faith that you all can do it. And it's going to, while maybe not be the smoothest process in the world, it definitely will be a lot easier than it used to be. You're welcome. That's kind of why I'm here, so you guys know that you're not the only ones doing this. I'm doing this too with you guys. And while I try to be the bright, shining example of what happens when you pull yourself up by your bootstraps and say, I got this, I do also have my bad days as well, and there are definitely times where your guys' messages come through to me at just the right time when I need them too. So, we are a tribe for a reason, and I love you all. And if I didn't mention it, thanks to those of you who are joining us for the first time. Welcome to Magic Mom 101. This is going to be our new weekly Sunday live stream. That's good. Even if you didn't, though, I still love you anyways. So I think today we're going to, because it is Sunday, start off with a little bit of spiritual words from Neil Donald Walsh's Divine Wisdom deck. And let's see what Source has for us today. These three in my hand, apparently. They don't want to go back in. All right, so... Hold on. Give me just 1 second. Sorry, guys. My son's working out in the front yard, and the dogs hear him moving the lumber around, and they're just totally having a fit. So I had to put them in their crate, but you're probably still going to hear them barking. So I apologize for that. We're going to just try to work through it. So the Divine Wisdom cards that I pulled are actually kind of funny. So we have a little bit of a picture spread, okay? So lots of water, lots of trees, lots of flowers and growth and clouds, okay? And it says, you must first see yourself as worthy before you can see another as worthy. You must first see yourself as blessed before you can see another as blessed. And you must first know yourself to be holy before you can acknowledge holiness in another. These are from the other day, but with an extra added one at the end, okay? So what would love do now? No other question is relevant, and no other question is meaningful, because no other question has any importance at all to your soul, right? So what does your soul say? But go ahead and do what you really love to do. Do nothing else. You have so little time. How can you think of wasting a moment doing something for a living you don't like to do? What kind of a living is that? It's not a living. That's a dying, right? And that's, really what we have been trying to decide for ourselves, the things that are working and the things that are not. And if you're not doing things that you love, what you're really contributing to is not your life, but your eventual death. A soul death first, and then an actual physical one. Because we're not here to do things we don't want to do. We're here to do whatever it is we love, and to love, and to be love, because we are the beloved, right? And this is what our real lesson here is, to learn how to be the beloved. We already know how to love, but we kind of suck at receiving it, right? So let's see if Gabrielle Bernstein, the wonderful creator of the universe, has your back, and my second favorite spiritual book. Has to add to this for us, okay? Right? Okay, so Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to just take this. Okay, we're going to take that one, but there's more in here. Okay, I like this one. So our first reminder from Gabby is, in any moment I can surrender to the powerful presence of love, and through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. And again, ground myself in what really is, what I really am, what you really are, and what we're really meant to do here collectively, right? Love and be loved. So if it doesn't fit that criteria, maybe you should, find something else to do. Let's get card number 2. Bam. My fearless freedom lights up the world. So what happens, my friends, when you free yourself up to do what you love? You become a light for others. And in that way, that is how your hermit lantern gets lit. Suddenly, you feel this overwhelming need to share everything with the world, whether the world cares or not. Right? You are the embodiment of it every day, Ronnie. I love watching you blossom. Because remember, my friends, we are what? I am the loving energy of the universe. And so on those days that you forget what you are, you come to me and I remind you. And in that way, I also remind myself as well, because we are one, right? For reals. Holy moly, it's right. I think I'm going to pull a couple more out of this deck because I'm really feeling her today. So, our next reminder is my energy creates my reality. So what I focus on is what I will manifest. So when you're focusing on all of the things that you don't love, what do you think you're manifesting? Right? We talked about this earlier in the week. So we need to focus more on the things we love, right? Well, I love coming on here and being with all of you and seeing all of these messages come to life into a cohesive whole, right? And in that way, we all become the embodiment of that, right? I'm just going to pause this for just a second, okay? Okay, sorry. All right, everybody, sorry. I had to make the boy come inside because he's just making the dogs nuts. All right, so let's try this again. I'm going to get one more from Gabby. Actually, it's this one right here. There it is. Okay, so the theme is staying strong. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition, right? So what happens when we don't go within and figure out what our internals are doing? We go without, right? And instead start manifesting all the things we don't want in life instead of all of the things that we do. And then we get frustrated because, nothing's working properly and, everything keeps blowing up in our face and nothing seems to be turning out the way that we wanted. And then what do you think we keep continuing to manifest? But all of the things we don't want. Instead, we need to switch our focus. And what that means doing something completely different and just saying, fuck it. Or it means finding out how to do it in a fun way again. Figuring out what your focus really is and then sticking with that. Let's grab some from the affirmators deck. We've got the lowdown from the serious cards. Let's get a little bit of the lowdown from the not so serious ones now, huh? So, ultimately, this is about what? Our authenticity, right? So, when we're being authentic to ourselves, we're also being authentic with other people, right? Vice versa. And when you're being authentic with other people, they're being more authentic with you as well. So authenticity says, authenticity is the name of the game. And whatever comes up, I will feel it. And whatever needs to be said, I will say it. Whoever doesn't get it doesn't have to get it, but at least they know it because I've said it. And that's way better than leaving a passive-aggressive Post-it note about it. I get in trouble a lot because I often say too much. And it could be said with fewer words and less vehemence most of the time. But it's who I am. I'm extremely passionate, and especially when I see injustice, I can't just let it go. Instead, I jump in with both feet and forget that I don't have shoes on. But I'm growing and working with it. It is what it is, right? And I could sit here and beat myself up about that, or I could just realize that that's just me being authentic, and maybe I just need to tone it down a little bit, and eventually I'll figure it out, right? Exactly. Learning every day, every way. Our next card is peacefulness, something else that we're all trying to attain, but what we don't realize is when we're not peaceful in ourselves, we cannot see that manifest in our reality outside of us either. So what do we need to do first? But create a peaceful reality. And I personally want to create one in this little gypsy caravan, because that is the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen. So if anybody wants to build me one of those in real life, game. Because I have a peaceful, tranquil, and untroubled heart. And this is where I choose to spend my time. In my heart space, right? Not in my head space. I can bring guests, but any person, thought, or event that brings drama or chaos is not invited. My heart is a special property, and I'm going to keep it that way so we can all keep enjoying it. And I can get my security deposit back, right? What we don't realize is by not taking care of ourselves and our own heart space, we're opening the door for other people not to take care of it too. And then we wonder why that keeps happening. Well, maybe because we need to take more time for ourselves and show people how to take care of us properly. And that's a big lesson right now for all of us. And learning how to accept help when it's being offered too as well. Instead of saying, I can do it, it's okay, I got it. So I think it's time for us to retreat into our personal sanctuary space. Your heart. Right? The one you reserve just for you. It's time to go within that space and see what you can create from there instead. So, Sanctuary says, good for you. It seems you've earned some time away from the chaos of life. It could be as small as a bubble bath or as big as a trip. Or maybe it's a small trip to a big bubble bath. Or a normal-sized trip to a tiny bubble bath. Or maybe you tripped and fell in someone's bath. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you with open arms. Just pick your favorite sanctuary and unplug for a bit. Especially if a bath is involved. Do me a favor, throw in some frickin' salt. Help, promise. I need to do the same, take my own advice, to be honest. Because it's time to learn to love ourselves. Boy, we have a lot of repeat cards coming out from this week. All at the same time. Beautiful. See, you're already ahead of the game, Kayla. So, love is a many splendored thing. Today, I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors. Like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulations I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try, or the chills I get while singing along to my favorite song. Right? So, let's get one more. 2 more? 2 more. 2 more, and they're the same color. So we get impermanence and magic. And I think this is going to teach us a little bit of a lesson right now. So, impermanence says life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes. As I drift through the hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I'll leave them behind. And as I drift away from the good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence, after all, is an equal opportunity non-entity, because we call in what we create and what we see, right? So, magic says, I believe in magic. I see evidence of it all the time. And though the tricks can probably be explained away by something sensible and ordinary, I'd rather not ruin the fun. Other people can fill their days with mere coincidence. I'll fill mine with, holy crap, that's unbelievable. And that's the real difference in the key to life, and whether or not you're really living it or just reacting to it. It's about learning how to, again, look at everything like through the eyes of a toddler almost. You know? Okay, whoever says dogs are not just like children when their moms are trying to have a conversation with someone else is completely bonkers and has obviously never had a dog. They are just being completely, they didn't want any of my attention this entire time, all morning, and now just because I'm on the camera with you guys, now they're being completely obnoxious. Sounds legit, right? Welcome to real life. This is how it works. So, magic, right? We need to realize that there's magic in the impermanence. If something can't ever change, it can't ever get better either, right? Yes, cats are definitely similar, and I've had way worse experiences with cats because they like to eat my cards. The dogs at least don't bother my cards. Excuse my son dropping things upstairs. All right, so we're going to close this out with a couple cards from the Nature's Whisper Oracle, because I think our message is just kind of going around in circles now and telling us the same thing from all the different decks. Love yourself, and then everyone else will love you too. It's pretty simple. Why do we complicate things so much? Oh, humanity. Oh my goodness, this card. Here's the breakthrough again. My goodness. But this time, it came out with a different card. The 23, you are worth it. biggest message of all. No matter how it looks or how hard it is, know you're worth it and keep going. Right? So let's read this one. Now I can't wait to see what's going to come out for tomorrow's reading. All right, so you are worth it, says. Get you guys a good look at this card. The only way you can accept, respect, and cherish others is by accepting, respecting, and cherishing you. Accept praise and credit when it is given to you. When you learn to be accepting, you allow your true potential to blossom. You claim your worth and reflect that light to others. When you see yourself in this light, other people cannot help but respond to your personal sense of value. As you strive toward more self-love each day, you will find yourself infused with new energy. It is okay to walk away from relationships that minimize or hurt you. So enjoy and love who you are. And let go of all that you're not. And that is going to be our message for this Sunday. You're worth it. And this breakthrough is just you realizing it. So go out, love yourselves today, everyone, even if that's through loving someone else. Because remember, what you do for yourself, you do for another as well. Be good. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And know I love you all beyond measure. And I'll see you all again tomorrow morning. Bye now. And don't forget to go share some of the stuff from the tribe. Every little like and share helps all of us. So let's build our community. I love you all. Be good.